I enjoyed so much, I think it was the people thing. We had one guy who refused the water bottle when he saw it was from a church, and yet I ended up riding with him unintentionally. Just ended up riding with him and made a great connect, to the point that we met at in the hallway at the tour. We just happened to run into each other and just had this really neat, boy, I hope it was great to meet you, it was great to get to know you, and so, you know, a really cool connect with somebody who just apparently didn't want a whole lot to do with church, but still to be able to be that kind of that Christian who gets to be a real person with real people, and I really enjoyed that.
For me, I think one of the big highlights of the last day was just riding across the bridge. That was just very cool, and the weather was absolutely perfect, and it was just a real kind of a high moment, I think, for the whole trip for me. And then that whole day of riding along the coastline was just beautiful scenery, and by that time I felt pretty good with riding, and so I wasn't in any intense pain or anything at that point, so I could really just enjoy riding. And
I think that some of my favorite parts of the last day were when we stopped and we had coffee, and we all got to talk together, and definitely what I was thinking as we were riding to the end was that it was really cool to be able to get to know this group of people better that I had, that I didn't know as well when we first started the trip. So definitely.
Yeah, I think the coolest thing about the last day was definitely the bridge. I never even been past Traverse City, so that was really neat to see the bridge for the first time on the bike. You actually get to ride it. It was, I don't know if somebody else found it a little scary. I did, but I mean, it was like a 25-mile-an-hour side wind, but it was really, really neat to go over that.
I got to meet a lot of people and talk to them just while I was riding, which I'd never done before on the DALMAC. And it was nice because you got to meet the 75-year-olds who were lapping you. You'd get them on the rebound and they were kind of going your pace, and I'd talk to them for 5 or 10 minutes, and then they'd move on, and I'd get to the next people. Some of these people started recognizing you from Faith Church, which is really kind of cool, because we'd meet at the SAG stations with Doug at the wagon, and we would be handing out water, Propel, or whatever. And then in the ride, they'd be like, "Oh, you're from Faith Church," and then we'd have a little discussion about that while we're riding. So it's kind of neat.